letting you know that The Wind in the Islands is brought to you by Glass Goat, an art studio and farm in the Thousand Islands. Check them out at glassgoat.com.
Welcome to another chapter of The Wind in the Islands by Scott Oderkirk. Chapter 6, Smugglers.
The Mole and the Rat were in the middle of the channel between the United States and Canada with a skiff full of crates. It was pitch black, late at night or early in the morning, depending on your point of view, and they had no lights. The Rat was using his quietest rowing technique, and for once the Mole was not talking. Their animal senses were at their highest as they watched for other boats. The Mole's eyes were made for this type of travel, as he could see everything like it was daylight. He would touch the Rat's knee on one side or the other to lead him in the right direction while maintaining his silence. Soon they reached Beetle's Point and eased the skiff onto the shore between some cattails. They both stepped onto the shore and began pulling the skiff further up. Just then, the lights of 3 or 4 vehicles came on, pointed right at them. "Move no further, you two smugglers," said one of the policemen. "We've got you surrounded."
"Somebody leaked our plans, Mole. We're caught," said the Rat.
"We were doomed from the start, it seems," said the Mole, though he was secretly happy to be able to talk again after his long-forced silence. The two were led to the rear of a customs car and thrown unceremoniously into the back seat. The Mole landed right on top of the Rat. "Sorry, Ratty," said the Mole.
"Not a bother," said the Rat. "I'm afraid we shall suffer more of this type of treatment before this is over."
They watched out the window as their crates were loaded into the back of a truck parked alongside the car in which they were presently incarcerated. The men were huffing and puffing as they struggled to load the contraband. The front door of the car opened and caught their attention as the customs officer slid into the driver's seat and pushed the foot starter. The car rumbled to life and made a whining noise as it backed up rapidly. The front end swung around, sliding on the gravel. The driver expertly shifted into forward and made his way toward the main road. "This is my first ride in a car," said the Mole, who couldn't hide his excitement.
"Hopefully not your last," said the Rat.
Both animals were standing on the back seat with their paws on the back of the front seat. This allowed them to just be able to peer over the seat past the lighted dash to watch the road ahead. It was a long ride to Clayton, where the ride ended with the two suspects being thrown into a cell with hard bunked beds and thin blankets.
"Breakfast is at sunrise," said the jailer. "Hope you like your accommodations. We aim to please."
The jailer turned the key in the door and laughed as he made his way back to the office. The Rat made a face at the jailer's back and stuck out his tongue. It made him feel a little better.
"Might as well make the best of it, Mole. Get some sleep,"
said the Rat, placing his paws behind his head and closing his eyes. But the Mole was already drifting off. The next day they woke up to heavenly smells, followed by delivery of a tray of eggs, biscuits, and coffee. The aromas had been disappointingly deceptive. The courtroom was packed with spectators from both sides of the smuggling enterprise. It wasn't often that there was a smuggling trial. Very few smugglers ever got caught. And this case was especially captivating, as the accused were animals. What's more, one of them was acting as counsel on their own behalf. All knew it would prove to be interesting, no matter the outcome. The prosecution had placed the crates right in front of the judge for maximum impact. Each one was handmade, nailed shut with straw sticking out of the edges. All eyes were on the Rat and the Mole as the trial started.
"How do you plead?" asked the judge. "Not guilty," said the defendants in unison.
"This is ridiculous," said the prosecutor. "They were caught red-handed with these crates in their skiff. I'm not even sure why we need a trial. We should proceed straight to sentencing." He stood with his chest puffed out, staring at the Rat, almost daring him to speak. The crowd became noisy, and the judge had to pound his gavel repeatedly to quiet the courtroom.
"I think you were pretty mature, sir,"
said the Rat.
"What are the charges?"
"Why, smuggling, of course," said the prosecutor.
"Smuggling what?"
asked the Rat. "Well, these crates right here in front of you," said the prosecutor indignantly.
"Is it illegal to carry crates across the river?"
asked the Rat. "It is when you fill them with contraband," said the prosecutor.
"And what did you find when you searched the crates?"
asked the Rat. The prosecutor looked to the customs officer, who seemed to be avoiding his gaze. "What did you find?" asked the prosecutor of the customs man, now fearing what he was about to hear.
I'm afraid we didn't open them,"
said the customs man sheepishly. The room erupted in laughter. There was no love lost between many of the citizens and the customs officials. The folks on the river had never appreciated outsiders telling them what to do or how to do it.
If I may, Your Honor, I'd love to open the crates of, as the prosecutor put, contraband right now,
said the rat as he walked to the front of the room with a crowbar in his hand. That prisoner has a weapon, said the prosecutor, grasping for anything to save his case. Let him open them, said the judge. I'd like to see what's inside for myself. The rat got the edge of the crowbar under the lid of the crate, but was having trouble until the mole came to help him. With both of them hanging on the crowbar, the lid popped off. The judge leaned over his bench and began laughing. As far as I know, bringing eggs and milk across the river does not constitute smuggling, said the judge. Case dismissed. Turning to the now beet-red prosecutor, the rat said,
Mind helping us with these crates so we can head home?
Load them yourselves, said the prosecutor as he slammed his briefcase shut and hurried out of the courtroom in a huff.
We'll help you,
said several burly men from the crowd. We really are smugglers. It sure was nice of the customs officers to put us up for the night and give us breakfast, said the mole.
Yeah,
real nice fellas, those customs officers, laughed the men as they loaded the crates.